welcome to my review and 500 sub celebration episode. Thank you all for that. And if you're new to the channel, you're just checking out this review, remember to follow or sub depending if you're here on Twitch or you're checking me out on YouTube. We're going to jump right into Fallout 76, a game I've spent a lot of time on. I've platinumed this game on PlayStation, so I do know a little bit something about it. It's actually, I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Fallout game, but it is one of my favorite games to mess around on, play. And I'll get into the details on why. I think it's a good game, like, overall. But we'll talk about the good and the bad here. Now, the first thing I want to start with when we're talking about good is, of course, when you want to cover something in a review, and I think a lot of people look at with games, especially now, is the graphics. And I mean, this game, it has decent graphics. They've been updating them over time from when it started. It looked very similar to just like an asset flip kind of thing, glorified DLC for Fallout 4 to kind of being its own thing now. Like, I'm running it here on a PS5. And I would say it looks on par with the next-gen version of Fallout 4 with the update. When it's running at full frames, the game looks wonderful. Oops, sorry. I'm used to the Fallout 4 controls. Let my camp spawn in here. I mean, it's got your typical Fallout foliage, rock faces. I mean, they have improved some of these rock textures, but they're still a little rough. I would say textures is where the graphics really take a hit in this game. They're either like just flipped Fallout 4 textures, or they're what do you call it? They're just like not completely finished almost is how they look. Like this kind of stuff, the mud, like it looks okay, but like when you're running in, you kind of see like what I'm talking about. Some of the lighting textures being weird like that, like just floating on nothing. I don't know if that's supposed to imply there's mist or what, but that's not the vibe I get. I get that it's like the texture doesn't really know where it's trying to lay. Like, I don't know. It's visually though, it's a solid game. Gosh darn it, I'm so sorry I keep doing that. Especially in first person, I think it looks fairly good. If we're comparing it to when I first played it, I played it probably a couple months after launch when they did like the first free weekend or whatever. Oh. Turn that off. Just to be safe, I don't know if the radio's playing or not. Turn that off. Alright, it wasn't, but, you know. Probably better not to have all that noise anyway. I mean, the scaling and stuff with the graphics is nice. The buildings are all good. There's a little bit of pop-in on stuff still. This is why I think the game, if they're going to continue it on, it does need its own dedicated, like, PS5, Xbox One, or Xbox Series version. I mean, the enemy designs are good. As you can see, look at that grotesque looking dude. He's trying to punch me. Blood looks a little silly. See, the lighting is nice though. I'm not going to say the lighting is not nice. Ow, that lady is wrecking me. Sorry, these These enemies are working me. Oh my god, she flew. I'd like to get a look at one of them so we can see what they actually look like, but it's more than I thought. This isn't really like Fallout 4 where like, or the other Fallouts where VATS and stuff, like VATS is crucial but not as crucial as you would think. Alright, let's get a look at one of them so we can look at... See, stuff like this looks good. Like, this was, like, one of these scorched guys before he was molded and see. I think the enemy designs and, like, the character designs are nice. You can kind of see the ripping on the clothes, everything. I mean, especially now you can tell they've added more to the character design. Oh, God. I'd say the graphics on this game probably sit at a 7.5. I think they still need a bit of polishing. Alright, well, I mean, one of the things I guess we could also look at while we're checking out scaling and graphics is not just buildings. I would also like to really quick, we got a city here. Now, this is what I'm talking about with poppin'. See, even Fallout 4 does this, but that's why I think it needs to be put more on a modern engine. I mean, the pop-in's not that bad because they rendered fairly quick, but it's just... Oh, scorched what? Bloat. Why is there a scorched bloatfly over here? What is that guy doing? Oh, there's a swarm of them. I'm not fighting those things. Heck no. This is good looking area though. Okay, so we got, oh gosh, I am so sorry. I'm so used to Fallout 4 right now. See, like little things like that are nice. Alright. I think we've seen enough graphical stuff. We've gotten that out of the way. The scaling is really good. When everything is loaded in, the game looks beautiful. Sorry, my wife came in. Now we're going to talk about gameplay. This game, I will say, the gameplay is good for the most part. It plays pretty much like your standard Fallout. I would say my biggest gripe, just overall for gameplay, is the VATS. I understand it's an online game, but the VATS is miserable. It's miserable. I don't know if it needs tweaking. Like, I don't know what it is. The VATS just feels miserable. There's like some things that I really do like. The camp building, amazing. I think it's a step up from, not a step up, but I think it's the right way to do sort of the base building from Fallout 4 without doing the full base building. You know, it's a good system. I don't have anything against it. Some robots are going off. I don't know what's happening. You guys are all... What are you guys fighting over there? Well, you guys are racking you. I'm leaving. Those guys suck. Oh my... Whoa. There's a new robot I've never seen. Cart robot. I don't think that's supposed to be happening. Those are those Bethesda glitches you can never not love. But the gameplay, is, for the most part, is pretty good. I like the mutation system. Something they added in here where your character gets mutated off of different rads, things like that. I think there's quality of life things I enjoy in the Pip-Boy. Like, I like this news section. I do like the separation of food, drink, and then aid. It's not that you really need the separation, but it makes the, how do I put it? It makes it so you like don't need to scroll through such a long list. That's why I like it. The things I don't like in the gameplay would have to are mostly directly and indirectly affected by the monetization, which is something I'll go into later on. But what I mean by that is like the weight system. You feel like you're constantly over encumbered. Because if you're not on Fallout First, you have a limit on like how much you can store in your camp, stuff like that. So you run out of camp storage. You're trying to carry ammo, junk, all this stuff. Your character can't really carry all of it. It becomes a problem. I mean, there's ways to manage it, but it's just it kind of takes away some of the freedom. Like you don't feel like free to play the game the way you want in some aspects. I really don't like the ammo having weight. That's frustrating. I think that should just be removed. It should just be like every other Fallout. I get that they do it to push Fallout First, but it's like ammo, stims, those things should not have weight. They've never had like weight before. They shouldn't have weight now. Another thing about the gameplay that I think is a little bit hurt because it's a multiplayer game is you don't ever feel, how do I say, like there's an isolated feeling that you get in Fallout games, whether you're in the, whether you're the lone wanderer, you're the courier, the sole survivor even, like there's this lonely kind of feeling when you're out and about exploring. And on this game, and it really feels like that because the second you're out exploring like this, you get something like, hey, go on a, go do a daily. This person started a group, like, so as a reminder, you're not here alone. That's not always a bad thing, but it's not always the best thing. See, the characters don't look really any different than Fallout 4. Maybe a little more polished. Not the level of Starfield, though. Not saying Starfield is the most graphically capable game, but it is fairly nice. Those notes, it looks like a fish. I don't know if that's intentional or not. It looks like a fish. Like the overall gunplay and everything works the same as a regular Fallout game. That's why if you played a Fallout game, the experience overall is kind of the same. The story, like missions, they play pretty much the same. The only difference is you can have some friends along to be kind of in the roles of companions. And that's one thing I will say with the gameplay is it is great. Like the missions and stuff are great when you can have a friend along. Why do you look like a duck? Yo, Buck just got ruined. Oh, I can't have any of his power armor. That's trash. Did all of them get wrecked? Where'd the other two go? Where'd they go? Oh. Hey, what happened to your buddy? Why are you attacking me? I didn't do anything. See, this is the VATS. I'm not a big fan. Let's go do an event. Why not? So you guys can see what that's like. Right now, Meat Week's going on. You might as well do Meat Week. Now, one thing I will say is the sound on this game, phenomenal. Can't be upset by it. Everything sounds just as good, if not better, than Fallout 4 and the predecessors. Ambient music's great. Soundtrack is great. They added more songs than what we had in Fallout 4. There's some songs about mining and stuff, a little interesting. Oh, that's the stuff I'm talking about, the quality of life stuff too. Like, why do I have to pay caps to fast travel? I get it if it was like Skyrim and there was some sort of implied wagon system, but I'm just like, oh, you have to pay caps. Well, why? Who am I paying that to? Little things added too, like that, like little music beats, nice stuff. Oh god. Got so many scorpions. Alright, yeah, that's another thing, is everything's vastly overpowered on here compared to other Fallouts. It's because, again, they're trying to push a lot of the Fallout First type stuff on you, which is really annoying. You reload, please. See, and I do like that, like the stuff you actually take out glows, which is something that those things should have been in the Fallout 4 upgrade thing. Get on the rail, please. There we go. You guys stop spinning at me? Oogie, what a great name. I'm glad he's here. So I'll say the sound on this game is good. There's no issues with the sound. You can see it can actually get quite loud. Oh god, can you? No way. I want that. Now, for story, I would have to give this game pretty high like marks for story. It's a very Fallout oriented main story. You start out in a vault. You basically work your way through the map, unlocking a mystery involving Vault Tech, the Overseer, involves nuclear weapons, things that are very Fallout. It establishes some of the lore that wasn't really explained. You're essentially seeing where the Overseer was given a task involving missile silos, and you're following in their footsteps. There's expansions, the Wastelanders or the like Raider settler setup one. That's a very good expansion. Adds in like a little bit of the karma system. Well, all of them kind of do, but it really plays more back into Fallout's roots with the karma system. You pick, obviously between some raiders and settlers. It has sort of a New Vegas-y kind of vibe where you're doing a heist. I haven't really gotten into the Pit or Atlantic City, but from what I've seen of those, they're nice little missions. You get to go do some callback area for the Pit, and then obviously Atlantic City is kind of its own new area we haven't gone to yet, so it's cool. You get to explore that one. I don't know why the Pit's not really explorable, but you can only go there in the missions, and that's another like quality of life thing. I should be able to just go to those places like their DLC. It shouldn't be separated out like that. But the story is really good. The characters all have that Fallout vibe to them. This is the map, by the way. I should have shown that probably earlier on. It's quite sizable. They're supposed to be expanding it too. There's a good amount of location. It feels like a good Fallout map too, but they're supposed to expand down here, which will be nice. Oh, nice. Glad to see it, Danny Doring and Roadkill. Those are good TNA, man. Carrying that. I'm not sure why I was using that, but I'll just throw it on there, whatever. I know I was using that. There. Yeah, see, lighting and weather effects are good, especially for technically being a last-gen game. It's still pretty nice looking. Oh, nice. I follow him on Instagram. Very underrated talent. One thing I do like about this game, gameplay-wise, is the gun customization. They took a lot of the survival aspect out, turn it more into mission and story based, which, like I said, the story is very good. It's very Fallout. One thing I'm a little sad about is we can't ever, I don't think we ever get to go back into Vault 76, or if we do, it's going to be, they're hiding something in there and something's going to happen. Alright, now, talking about the user/player experience. The thing about the user experience is it's kind of hurt by the it's hurt a little bit by the or a lot by the monetization, because again, you're always weighted and like weighed down, which is just annoying. It really shouldn't be that way. Why is the skeleton just floating? I think stuff like the scrap box shouldn't be Fallout First anymore. It should just be there, and they should find other things to give those players, because at this point, the people who are playing in your community are like the dedicated players. They should really be given a little more for sticking around as long as they have. I mean, the game is good, again, like I said, and every update seems to add more story stuff. I mean, whether it's to the Brotherhood, I know upcoming is Mothman story stuff, which is cool, because we haven't really gone into that faction yet. Oh my god, I didn't even see this dude. That's kind of mean. He was just chasing me. Multiplayer aspect is cool. It can be good and bad. It's nice to be able to trade with other players and interact and do events, but at the same time, it can be annoying when people are like, you know, you're trying to go through an area and do something or loot for something, and there's someone else also in there, and they're not really even maybe looking for what you're looking for, but they pick it up and take it. Stuff like that can be a little bit annoying. But the multiplayer aspect doesn't really hurt the game in the sense of like the game or the story itself. To me, the monetization and like the attempts at getting you to sign up for Fallout First are probably the biggest problem with the game. I shouldn't have to pay for every fast travel. I shouldn't be weighed down by every single thing I have or own. I would say probably on a scale of 1 to 10, what do I give Fallout 76? I mean, as an overall experience in game, Fallout game, I think it lives up to the title of 76. I would give it actually a 7.6. It's not quite an 8. It's not quite a 7. It sits somewhere in between. It's a good game, but there are things that it does that hurts it as a Fallout experience and just as a like multiplayer experience. It could be improved, but they really do need to listen to the community a little more. But yeah, that about wraps up my review for this game. I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember to like, remember to comment, tell me what game you might want to see next, and follow or sub whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.